I thought we controlled the line of scrimmage, really. I mean, if you want to know one thing, we controlled the line of scrimmage. We felt like there was a big advantage for us in this game, our front versus their offensive line.
And indeed, that was the difference as the Broncos snake out a win. Their fourth quarter come from behind win this year as they win 18-15 over the Houston Texans. What a huge win. Absolutely huge. And we'll hear from a ton of the players and Sean Payton and some reaction to what was really a remarkable win for the Broncos as they now stand tied in the top of the standings in the AFC with the Colts, who lost today, way to go, and the Patriots of all teams. The Bills are 6-2, but they've had a bye week, so we'll see what they do. But other than that, with a nice loss by the Chiefs today, which was awesome to the Bills, Denver now has a game up on the Chargers, 2 games on the Chiefs. They are the Raiders are 2-6. And they face the Raiders on Thursday, and we'll preview that for you as well. So pretty great news for everything today. Mike Sanford will join me in a little bit. We're brought to you by Journey Spice. I had some salmon sliders early today, and it was absolutely delicious. If you want to get a hold of Journey Spice, it's easy to do. Just hit up this QR code right here, and oh my God, spice heaven. Use the code GETSPICY at Amazon.com, and you will be in Journey Spice heaven. Singles, 2-packs, 4-packs, great for the holiday season that is upon us. So whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, it's Journey Spice for the win. More on Journey Spice in just a second, but we bring in Mike Sanford with his thoughts right off the bat on this particular game. Let's get to some big-time thoughts, and we got all sorts of specifics to go through.
Yeah, I mean, 4 fourth quarter comebacks. I mean, the fact that you have Bo Nix, quarterback that, I'll be honest, I didn't see it a year ago, that he could be the reason that a team wins in the end. And I didn't see it at Oregon. Had opportunities, went 0 for 2 against Michael Penix Jr. Never won anything of consequence in the Southeast Conference at Auburn. Never really won anything of major consequence in the college football landscape. Bo Nix plus Sean Payton, for whatever reason, equals fourth quarter magic. And all the other stuff that we see, it's not great.
No.
Wasn't great today. It was against a great defense, and I've been there. Sometimes you just got to be able to bide time and get into the deep waters, especially when you're on the road. I feel like Bo Nix did enough, especially his response drive after his terrible interception, to be able to get a touchdown drive and kind of stop the bleeding a little bit, stop the hemorrhaging. And it gave the Broncos an opportunity to at least stay alive. And, of course, the defense gave them the best of opportunities to stay alive. And Bo Nix does it again, man.
Well, here's a little bit of Bo. Well, let me give you a little bit of Bo here, there, Coach.
Teams, but this is a good win streak, and it's we've won in many different forms and fashions. So I do think the expectations are different. I think we understand what it feels like to have confidence that we can go in there and win against a good team in a tough environment on the road in the league. It's hard to win on the road in this league, and it's hard to do it continuously, but we're just finding ways to do it. And we found another way today, and so it's just good for the character and the continued development of the team.
Bo was 0 for 6 to open the game, and his 8th passing attempt was an interception. They're 15-7 down at the start of the fourth quarter. Did you feel they could win?
Yeah. Yep. Because the best indicator of future events is past events, right? And they've been in this situation before. It's a great place to be. When the Denver Broncos went down against the Buffalo Bills, say second quarter, and you're down by 2+ scores. At the time, you had no proof. There's no proof of concept that you could come back on the road against an elite team in the National Football League. And yeah, I consider the Houston Texans an elite team in the National Football League. They have a quarterback that won Offensive Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. He's won playoff games, something that Bo Nix hasn't done, both as a rookie and in his sophomore slump year. He beat the brakes off, or they did. They beat the brakes off the Chargers and Justin Herbert, who decided to turned the football over 4 times a year ago in the postseason. And you did it against the Eagles, another elite team. Now there's proof of concept. So, yeah, you could CU, when CU went down yesterday, whatever it was, this year with no Shedeur Sanders, and they're down 3 or 4 scores, it's over. You know it. This Denver Broncos team's down 2 scores. All right, cool. Defense isn't going to they're not going to get boat raced. They haven't all year. They're not going to give up a ton of points.
Right.
As long as you can just take this thing into the fourth quarter, something's going to happen and the magician's going to come alive. And I think the magician is the 2-headed monster of Sean Payton and Bo Nix.
Here is Sean about the great cliche here. By the way, I screwed this up. Not only did I screw it up on the altitude post.
It didn't sound right to me.
I screwed it up. And I went on to
it wasn't demonstrated responsibility.
It's ability, not responsibility.
Okay.
No. So I screwed it up on the altitude show, and then I doubled down and I screwed it up on Fox 31 as well. So with a lot of enthusiasm.
Oh yeah.
But here's the exact quote.
I don't think there was a person in that locker room that felt like we were losing this game. Now, we all felt like we needed to do certain things better. All right. But I think there was a lot of confidence coming into the second half.
Coach, why is that? Why was there a lot of confidence?
It's just what have I said before? It's once it repeats itself, you can't wish for confidence, right? And it's born out of what? Demonstrated ability. So you answered your own question.
How do you feel just about the
Okay. I mean, had Sean Payton installed the concept of demonstrated ability with the media? Because he basically asked it as if it's a rhetorical question. Like, you guys have been in my TED Talk.
Yeah, exactly.
Hundreds of them.
What are you,
and
morons?
I talk about demonstrated ability all the time. You know what I call that? It's actually something that I think is pretty powerful in sport.
What's that?
It's called field credibility. When you have field credibility, it changes things. It changes the way that your teammates view you. It changes the way the fan base views you. It changes how coaches employ you with regards to the schemes and how you cut a guy loose. Field credibility is a powerful thing, man. And you either kind of have it or you don't. And sometimes what's happened in the past will repeat itself in a bad way. Therefore, there's not the level of trust. There's a little bit of the level of, yeah, here we go again. Shedeur Sanders, think about him. When Shedeur Sanders was a CU buff, he had field credibility. Did he not?
Absolutely.
In a multitude of ways. Field credibility, he could go off for a 400-yard game. Field credibility that he could upset a team that went to the national championship the year before when you were 20-point underdog. Field credibility when you're down by 17 points in the fourth quarter. Everybody looked around and be like, yeah, he's that guy. He's got the ability to do that. It's a powerful thing in sport, man. I mean, especially the quarterback position. And that's one thing I didn't know for sure that Bo Nix had until this year. I thought that he had done enough to say, yeah, he's our starting quarterback. Yeah, he's definitely not a bust. But can he be the reason that we win games against good teams? Can he be the guy when the game's on the line that shows that he has that clutch gene? Well, Bo Nix, you have field credibility. Or as Sean Payton says, you have demonstrated ability, meaning that you've done it in real time with the whole world watching. And that's a great thing for the Broncos team because now it doesn't feel like last year where the playoffs a year ago felt like a consolation. It felt like it was, yeah, it's going to be cool. We did something you haven't done for a long time. We'll see. Probably not going to go great, but we'll see. I don't know. Bo could show up. This year, it's like, no, Bo's played in some playoff-type moments already.
Right.
On the road, ruckus environments, against teams that had kind of their either a win streak on the line, like the Eagles, or teams that kind of have their back against the wall at home, like what you saw against the Texans. And he's been able to deliver.
Texans got a bit of a break today because Indy did lose, but the season was on the line for the Texans.
Sure,
everything was on the line for them. We'll get to them in just a second, but speaking of Bo, let's just to prove your point. First, a quick one. Bo just talking about how to win ugly.
I think a really good issue to have is when you're finding these ugly wins, because I don't think it'll always be like that. And sometimes, maybe you'll win bigger and you'll find it easier. But for right now, the ugly wins are how we're doing it. So that's just what, we're going to continue to find ways to do it. Now, obviously, we got to improve.
Okay. However, there is something different going on with him, not only from, in my opinion, from last year to this year, but from earlier this year to right now. And he talks about patience.
Different kind of patience as I've grown. In high school, I was not very patient. It was like an every drive thing, and if I got off the field, we had to punt. It was like the end of the world. And in college, it was learning how to win certain battles and field position, and just getting completions and checking it down and moving to the next play. And you just have to eventually learn as a quarterback how important that next play really is. And if you can just get it to it in a better situation than you were the play prior, then you did your job. And so I've just learned how to get to the next play better. I've learned a little bit more patience as I've gotten older and more mature and experienced in the game of football. And each level, I just feel like I've been able to learn a lot and grow a lot. And I'm definitely not the same as I was this time last year, much less when I was in high school. So I've come a long way. Still got so much to learn, which is
All right, speak to me about that. What do you hear there?
First off, I love what he talked about, because I'm living it right now for the first time in my life. But that was Bo Nix's entire childhood was high school football, because his dad was the head coach. His dad was a very, very successful, good head coach at one of the top programs in the state of Alabama, where football really means something across the board. I mean, it's a big deal. It's one of the better high school playing states, I think, that I've been to and recruited over my time being across the country. And Bo Nix said something in high school. He had no patience. Here's how I can actually kind of understand that maybe for the first time. DMac, I haven't used my punter since September.
Wow.
We haven't had the punter hasn't played since September. And we all joke about it. We do a special teams call out for the punt unit, and we break it down on 0 reps. That's what I want is the goal is 0 reps, because that's what Bo Nix is referring to. One punt feels like it is a catastrophic failure. And obviously, trust me, I understand we're going to the playoffs. You got something else coming. And I punted plenty of times against Ralston Valley, where we scored 14 points. So it's not like, and that was in September, but that's something you kind of learn. And then you get to college football. Bo was a part of, I'd say an Auburn team that had a lot of ups and downs, right? It was Brian Harsin was the head coach, and even today, another Auburn coach bites the dust. Hugh Freeze gets fired.
How about that?
But Bo Nix at least knew, like, hey, there's a lot of growth areas for me. These coverages are getting more complex. The blitz packages are more complicated. Situational football is a real thing. I got to actually play like red zone ideology. It changes from, how you play in the open field, how you play in the red zone, how you play on third down, what you do on third down and fourth down in short yardage situations. Those are all things that Bo Nix was growing in. Dude, the National Football League, scoring points is hard.
No doubt.
It is hard.
No doubt.
Think about the Houston Texans. How many trips did they have in the red zone in the first half?
They were 0 for 3 on the day. So I know it felt like it was more.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I gave the Broncos the nod by a relatively close score, although I widened it later in the week, and low scoring too. So I wasn't all that wrong. But it's because they were the second worst red zone team, Mike, in the NFL. And it was bizarre.
You called this.
Yeah, well.
Because their drives they had 5 drives that essentially settled for a field goal attempt. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah.
I know red zone in the NFL, does it start at the 20-yard line or is it 25?
It starts at the 20-yard line.
Okay, 20-yard line in the NFL. Like, to me, like on my call sheet, my red zone begins on the 40-yard line.
Okay.
I call that the red zone fringe goes from the 40 to the 26. And then I kind of like divide it by every 5 yard. And that's how I put my call sheet together for that situation. I looked at it that even though if the statistics are that they were 0 for 3 scoring touchdowns inside the red zone, they really had 5 chances knocking on the door of scoring a touchdown. and they ended up settling for what? Did they end up scoring? What was there? Was it 5 field goals?
Yeah,
and
a miss
and 1 miss, right? So 6.
1 miss. Yeah.
So essentially, they had 6 drives that had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah.
And that's NFL football, or can be.
And 3 of them in the red zone, and most importantly, 1 at the goal line. Sean said that actually was a turning point in the game.
But that was significant, and that gets back to what I said at the start: our front versus their front.
Yeah, let me get to that. The difference in this game, Sean?
I thought we controlled the line of scrimmage, really. I mean, if you want to know one thing, we controlled the line of scrimmage. We felt like there was a big advantage for us in this game, our front versus their offensive line.
That's 100% accurate. We said it all week, did we not?
We sure did.
I had a chance to talk with John McClain, not of Die Hard with a Vengeance fame, but that wasn't Die Hard. What was that? Yeah, it was. Die Hard. John McClain. Yeah. But longtime media mogul in the Houston area that dates back to the Oilers, and he said this is one of the most inconsistent offensive lines he's seen. In the city of Houston, and he's 100% right.
Well, we talked about it. They have a left guard rotation.
Yeah,
it's like a band with 2 drummers. They both kind of suck.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've all said that for years. DMac, all of us football people. Yeah, you got 2 left guards, you have none.
Yeah, it's a silly kind of concept. By the way, you could feel a little swagger, Sean, right there, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I got a couple of other examples here. So, hey, take your run-pass ratio and stick it where the sun don't shine.
I can't even remember what it was like. Yeah, I get it. I like to win.
Pound sand. You asking me about play calling and running the ball and I'm run it on my up yours. I'm good. I think that's important too. Hey, I'm all for Sean being swagger Sean.
Yeah,
I got no problems with it. Here's another one. Because boy, he's feeling himself when he's like, and when he gives it back to the media, it's not necessarily funny, but he thinks it's hysterical.
It's impossible to have the halfway point because we're an odd number of games. We passed the halfway point. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, Sean. Well, I love you. You're doing a great job. You're 7-2. You can do whatever the heck you want.
That's right.
But if you're going to be a math major, you can't talk about quarter poles, can you? Because 17 is not divisible by 4 to get you a whole number. Is it there, pal? And you love talking about a quarter pole, do you not?
Oh, my God. You're funny. Let me give you one more.
Is it true, though? Is it true?
You're absolutely. But you know what? Hey, Coach, you know what you are? What your record says you are.
It is what it is. What's our record? I lost track. There you go. That's how I see it. It's pretty good.
I lost track.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. That's our cocky coach right there, man.
It's good.
That's
good.
Our guy.
7-2, man. I'm in.
That's our guy. That's our guy.
I hate the other side of cockiness, but the other side is getting humbled. Because you're either going to be humble or you're going to get.
Well, listen.
One thing you don't hear Andy Reid, acting cocky, do you? Often.
That's just who Sean is, though, bro. That's who
he
is. That's just who he is. And let me tell you, we'll get to getting humbled.
Who else has been cocky? It's been a wildly successul head coach in the National Football League.
In all honesty, I thought Mike Shanahan was cocky. I thought Gary Kubiak was cocky.
Really?
Oh yeah. I didn't think
in the media, like saying that kind of stuff.
I
would say Rex Ryan.
Yeah, well, he's like over the top cocky.
Bill Parcells wasn't he?
Oh, for sure.
Bill Parcells.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, yeah, okay, all right. I wouldn't say Mike and Gary treated the media.
Coach Prime cocky.
We'll get to Coach Prime. Cats and dogs and cats. We'll get to that. By the way, talk about a little tease. That little clip right now, 1.3 million views. We'll get right. Well, yeah. Take a breath.
You knew what you were doing. You understood the assignment.
I didn't. Hey, bro, sort of, but not like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like you were chasing 1.3 million, but you knew when you're in that arena.
You know what? We'll get to that in a little bit because there's a whole everything behind it. Here's some cool stuff about today. This is the concept of they're not showing videos before they're showing what plays are going to score. They had messages from their families.
Look, last night we didn't do the school songs. We had every one of their family members call in on the video, and each one said, "Hey, this is your play. Go make it." And so he gets the video award.
It's RJ Harvey. What kind of player is he turning out to be?
Good, really good, dynamic, explosive. RJ Harvey wheel routes are greater than, not equal to, just purely greater than Tyler Baday's screen passes.
How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tyler Baday, do we need to see him anymore?
No, we do not.
I don't. Doesn't give you anything on kick return, does he?
Well,
he looks like he's always tripping when he gets the ball.
One of those guys. I'd rather have RJ Harvey for kick return, frankly.
Yeah, or I mean, I think Jaleel McLaughlin's shown more than freaking Tyler Baday.
I'm not really sure why they like Baday more than McLaughlin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a difference.
I think it's kind of a preference in hygiene styles. That's all I would say. I mean, some people go about, cleaning up their business in different manners, right?
All right, maybe. I was looking up I got a fun one on RJ Harvey. Dude. I think I do. I think I got one. Maybe I don't. I guess I don't. But I think he's oh no, all right. Gosh darn it, I don't. I think he has I want to say 5 touchdown. Does he have 5 touchdown receptions?
I think total. I think he has 5 total touchdowns. You might be right.
Up. And that's it. I believe that's a record for a Broncos rookie. And it's got to be up there just for a Broncos running back in a season. Oh gosh, you're gonna have to check my math on that one. But I'll check one more area. Hold on one second. I mean, it's extraordinary. And while I look that up, here is Sean on numbers. I want to get to the numbers that matter. How you really define how you're doing, aside from wins and losses. What adds up to it?
Sack differential, first in the league. Scoring differential, first in the league. There's like 4 or 5 of these things that fourth quarter point differential, it would be a league record right now. And they're playing for each other. That no one wants to let anyone down. That's a good thing.
Listen, this is one of the most banana stats in Broncos history, Coach. Point differential the first 3 quarters, -1.
Okay.
The Broncos, that's 19th.
Essentially a 500 ball club.
Yes.
500 ball club.
Fourth quarter point differential, +53. That, if it lasted, would be an NFL record. That is staggering. That is beyond belief. And so for anybody who's down on Bo Nix, there is an excellent chance Bo Nix-led Denver Broncos may lead NFL history in fourth quarter point differential. It is a shot that Bo Nix may produce more as a quarterback offensively versus the other team. Now, this has to happen with a good defense, obviously, too.
Right.
Can't do this. But the turnaround from who he is as a quarterback in the fourth quarter compared to the first 3, this is beyond Tebow-esque. This is a whole different category. This is clutch. This is Hall of Fame type of qualities that Bo Nix is showing right now.
It's field credibility. It's demonstrated ability.
Oh, my God.
Is it not? I mean, that's what it is. And by the way, RJ Harvey has 6 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
And at this point, 4 of which are receiving touchdowns.
And I believe that's a Broncos rookie record.
Yeah. So he had, I'm trying to think, he's had 3, he's had a receiving touchdown in each of the last 3 games. How cool is that?
It's so cool. And it's where Phillip Lindsay, I'm thinking of smaller running backs they've had. Phillip Lindsay, just for whatever reason, wasn't great at that. It's such a dynamic weapon to have. This is where you get into the Darren Sproles comparisons, right?
Darren Sproles,
doing that sort of thing.
Roger Craig. There's a lot of history of the West Coast offense when you have a legitimately dynamic pass-catching running back.
Yeah.
It does open up some things. And I know you and I had a little bit of a back and forth about wide receiver one at the trade deadline on Tuesday versus tight end that really can do it all as a pass catcher and as a blocker. Mm-hmm. I would say that the West Coast offense, the staples in the West Coast offense has been good diversity and well-roundedness of the receiver position, a running back that can catch the football out of the backfield with some regular production, and then a tight end that can really give you that as well. And that's one thing I don't know that the Broncos are fully humming offensively at the tight end position. That's where I feel like they're deficient.
Not everything was smooth today, and we're gonna talk about the Riz here in a second. And we'll also this was not like an A+ game like last week against the Cowboys, okay?
Yeah, Riz had a good one.
We've got room to be critical in this one. And also we'll look at the what happened at CU over the weekend, which was stunning, right in a second.
There's a world of flavor out there, and to find it, you have to take the journey. Journey Spice Company handcrafts the most premium spice and seasoning blends that have no sugar, no salt, are certified USDA organic, non-GMO, vegan-friendly, and always planet-friendly. You are going to love serving amazingly delicious creations while knowing you helped reduce single-use plastics. Make sure to search for Journey Spice Company on Amazon today.
We thank you, Journey Spice. Use the code GetSpicy at Amazon.com. Have you guys done a little more Journey Spice in the Sanford household? I hope.
Well, this past week was
busy.
Didn't get to the Journey Spice as much just because it was a Thursday high school football kickoff.
Gotcha.
So earlier week and then Halloween Friday. So this week being a bye week, it's going to be we're going to get spicy this week.
All right. Good enough. We love you, Journey Spice. Use Get Spicy at Amazon.com. Rizzy and the special teams. I have 3 bangers today. You ready for my 3 bangers on special teams?
Give them all to me.
And by the way, didn't I say on the radio, there just always seems to be something with special teams? There's always just something with the Riz.
Always.
And it's like, oh, it's not really his fault. It's blah, 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 blah. You realize we got a double Riz factor today because he didn't get Marvin Mims out of the game when they were trying to, which resulted in a concussion.
Smart.
And I understand they're football players playing football. Anything can happen.
For sure.
But just the man, is that a Riz moment happens when you're not even supposed to be in there, Marvin Mims, and we lose you. Not only do we lose him, and this is why I was going with wide receiver, by the way, our replacement is Michael Bandy. Okay, I'm fine with Michael Bandy playing in the National Football League. He's done it for several years, off and on for a few teams. Small white dude. Okay, there's always roles for that sort of guy, and it looked pretty nice catching a little crossing
third down option route. Not bad.
Yeah, that was fine. But I was pooping my pants seeing him back there for punts, and I couldn't believe it.
It wasn't good.
Now, I have a philosophy, Mike. My philosophy is nobody that makes less than $2 million should ever catch a kick, period. And here's why. They're too desperate to prove they need the job. And I don't need desperate dudes, where you can just fair catch or whatever. It's the land of desperation. And sure enough, on a ball that he just wasn't feeling great about, and he just missawed. And I just can't believe that this, and I understand, he's been probably catching 1 million punts in practice. He's been on the practice squad. I get it. I do get it, Coach. But I hated it in this game. And then he bounces the ball off his, and you knew this was going to be a close game. And it's like, you can't afford it. Now, fortunately, the Texans, red zone offense blows. So, you were kind of okay. But that's one. How about a field goal that was blocked in the first quarter, and then the 45-yard punt return by Jalen Noel, who set up Fairbairn's 5th field goal. So, and I think there might even be a couple more if you want to throw them in there.
Yeah, it was a total 5 special teams gaffes today. Five's a lot, is it not?
It's ridiculous. One's a lot.
Is 5 a lot? Well,
Yeah.
Our good friend Troy Rank, he did a really nice job of summarizing this, so I ended up quote tweeting it. But long snapper Mitch Fraboni called for a late hit on a punt return. Special teams penalties, if you have one, that's a failed day for most special teams coordinators I've been around. Block field goal. 2, muffed Michael Bandy punt. 3, by the way, Michael Bandy, the last time he was really catching punts in a meaningful contest was against the likes of University of San Diego Torero opponents recently, as in St. Thomas of Minnesota, or Marist College, or the Drake Bulldogs, or the Davidson Bulldogs, or Dayton the Flyers, or the Valparaiso Vikings, all of which probably were played in non-scholarship games in front of about 935 people. So a little bit different magnitude today for old Michael Bandy and his beautiful mustache. I'm a fan, just so you know. After that, that's 3. We have the 45-yard punt return that was yielded, and then another late hit, which happened on my guy, Boise State Bronco, not representing that helmet well, although they actually suck this year, by the way. Ashton Genty apparently was a good football player, at least for Group of 5 football. But yeah, JL Skinner with the late hit penalty. 5? I mean, at some point, it's not just man, that's kind of rough for old, for the Riz master.
Yeah, the Riz. By the way, it did
we have to start looking at some of the themes. Sean Payton has to. I know he's your guy from the Saints. I know you love all your guys from New Orleans, dude. Ben Kotwica and Westhoff last year, they were pretty damn good, a top 10 unit.
Yeah,
outside of the 1 block field goal.
Yeah.
Well, Darren Rizzi said, I'm going to hold your beer. I'm going to hold your damn beer. And I'm going to have a block field goal plus 4 other special teams gaffes.
It was unbelievable. By the way, it did look like the Texans got away with a leverage penalty
they did.
On the winning kick. And it goes to prove that just don't call that penalty. We understand. Yeah, we get it. But, keep it in your pocket there, Rev.
No, wild to think the Broncos very easily could be 8-1 right now.
Yeah, but you can do that, or you can do like how they beat the Giants too. You want to play that game? I mean, this is the 4th
for the Eagles.
Yeah, exactly. The 4th
or the Jets.
Sure. I mean, any come from behind 4th quarter win is somewhat of a miracle.
Yep.
I mean, it's you've done something that hadn't been happening, so it's all pretty amazing. And they got 4 of them. And by the way, their special teams guy JT Gray hurt his hamstring. He hasn't played this first game he played. He hurt his hamstring. So he goes down.
Wait, who's?
JT Gray.
He plays for the Broncos?
Yeah.
I didn't heard of the guy. Was he at training camp?
No. He was added maybe like 3 weeks ago. And he's, according to Rizzi, the best special teams guy he's ever seen in his life.
Awesome. Good job, Darren.
And he was inactive for the past couple of weeks. Played today and hurt his hamstring.
Good.
So, yeah. Anyways, okay. I don't know what to say about the Riz, aside from the fact there's always something every week, if not multiple things. It's cost us already. And if the Broncos lose this year in a critical game because of special teams, it's going to be the most obvious reason that they would lose. And unfortunately, there's nowhere to go right here. What do? Replace the Riz right now? I mean, that's not going to happen. It's just very, very frustrating that the one change, the most significant change they made, the Broncos that is, hasn't worked. In otherwise an unbelievably great season.
For sure.
Like a fantastic season. It just makes me nervous. That's all. And
when you're playing the game the Broncos are playing, which is essentially your offense it's in a cocoon for at least 3 quarters. Am I right?
Yeah.
You play great defensive football. And you depend on your defense to keep you in games.
Yes.
You depend on Bo Nix to not make massive mistakes and repeat mistakes, right?
Yes.
In the first 3 quarters.
Yes.
Typically, that requires really sound special teams to be able to be successful. That's style.
I'll tell you what they've got going for them right now, and that's this Crawshaw dude, Jeremy Crawshaw.
He's been great, man.
Holy cow. He's flipping fields. He's putting the ball inside the 10 or at least the 15. It's an oblong ball. Who knows exactly how it's going to bounce, but he gives them a shot. And Shanks, maybe 1 this year that I can recall. I don't think he's had any blocked. Today was frustrating. They got a kick blocked, and I didn't go through it super closely to see who that was
52-yard
on.
attempt. Might have been a little bit lower.
Okay.
Sean Payton, I guess, had Sean splained this player from the Texans all week. Spent a lot of time saying that he's, blocked 8 kicks or, something like that. And you know what that sounds like? You know where Sean got that information from?
Who?
From Darren himself.
From the Riz.
Because what happens sometimes when you're struggling a little bit? What do you sometimes do?
Make excuses.
You riz up the head coach, right? You give the head coach some riz. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Hey, Sean, this guy right here, this guy blocked so many kicks, man. We'll be just fortunate if we can get any of these things off. Sean is really good. And then, of course, Sean, I'm just telling you, most of the head coaches that love getting in front of the media and talk to you about really, really niche things. What I've learned over the years from being on a lot of different staffs is that typically comes from a place of somebody on that staff is essentially making excuses for themselves for what probably is going to end up happening, which is their unit or their position group not looking good in a football contest.
Okay. Overall, though, I don't want to rain
7-2.
7. That's right. I don't want to get too negative.
You beat a team that won playoff games in back-to-back years.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah.
And you know what else you did? You successfully knocked the quarterback out of the game.
Oh, I know.
Too soon?
I know. You want to, by the way, really quick. No.
How long ago was Bountygate? Too soon?
By the way, Jane Daniels.
I know. It wasn't dirty at all, by the way.
Okay.
That was not a dirty play.
All right, but Jane Daniels is out of the game, and Washington is getting their clocks cleaned by Seattle.
Year 2 of Cliff Kingsbury, man. It's worth studying. Trust me. Trust me on it.
Okay. I mean, they just scored here, but this is complete garbage time. And I don't know if this injury, we'll see what Jane Daniels. Wow. It's on his right arm, and they're taking him into the locker room right now. So not great for him. But that's Washington. I'm not scared of them. Are you? I'm not scared.
Not at all. Yeah, Marcus Mariota, not it. Yeah, there's a lot of people right now on the on our text thread here. I guess Jaden Daniels just a clean break of his arm, so he's done for the year.
Yeah. So that's Washington. Not afraid of them. Not afraid of the Raiders. Chiefs. Chiefs got theirs today in Buffalo. Chiefs got theirs. But even if you watch that game, Mahomes had 2 throws into the end zone, Coacher, that could have tied it up. And They were reasonable throws. I mean, they were sort of Hail Marys, but it was reasonable. Like, they're never out of it. The Chiefs are never out of it. That will be a really interesting game. I hope the Broncos don't fall asleep at the switch against the Raiders.
They won't.
I don't think they will either.
They won't.
By the way, I got to play this for you. I give Sean Payton so much damn credit on game management and player management. I think he spends a lot of time thinking about it and a lot of time working on it. And I think he knows what he's doing.
Recovery tomorrow. Everything about tomorrow is recovery. Walk through. We've learned a little bit more over the years. I've told you the story. I think, in Dallas, you play every Thanksgiving Thursday. And our first year there with Bill, we were meeting. We went home and met tonight. And anyway, whatever we did, it wasn't right. I think we've learned a little bit more about the time from this game and how we have to get these guys mentally and physically recovered from it. And then, fortunately, we're playing at home.
So he's saying, which I love, through experience, again, confidence. What's confidence? Something about ability.
It is demonstrated ability, or as the coach would call it, field credibility.
What they learned is you got to lay off going into a short week.
Yep.
Pressing does no good for nobody.
Yep.
Doesn't do good for the coaches, the assistants, the families. Go home.
Fresh horses run fast races.
Yeah.
Sean Payton gets it. He gets it.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to be in the same ballpark. They're going to have the same, and the Broncos get to play at home. They probably
been doing. Carroll doing pretty good. He's having a fun year. Pretty good.
He's having a great year.
He's having a lot of fun.
To me, well, did you see what happened in their game today? Did you catch what happened?
Went for it. They went for it. And it backfired.
You like that?
Yeah. I mean, I do. I like it because of just how, I don't know. I mean, even Ashton Genty, a week or two ago, is calling out the culture of the locker room environment at the Raiders being a losing culture, because he comes from a culture that's clearly a bunch of winners.
Clearly. There it is.
Oh, it's all we ever did.
I got you.
But yeah, I mean, try to turn that on its head, change things up.
Here's why I like it. First of all, where are you going with your season anyways? Nowhere. And so you're in total desperation mode.
Yep.
So you have one play to win the game compared to the wild series of plays that have to happen in overtime, especially because the other team has the ball. So
and the Jaguars are also just a better football team. They're constructed better right now. Yep. They have way better quarterback play. They're just a better team. And they got a cooler head coach that is a lot younger and likes to talk about the county of residents that he now has. So, yeah, he sure does.
We'll get into the Raiders on the radio, and I don't know what we're going to do Altitude After Dark, because we're usually on Thursdays. We may have to do what's your schedule like on Wednesday? We have to do a special Wednesday edition.
I'm great. Let's Wednesday it up. I'm good. Yeah, Wednesday, I'm good.
Okay. So
we'll Wednesday night and a Thursday. We'll bang it out.
Then we got to figure out the Thursday, because we'll be doing Altitude TV and this. But hey, late nights are meant for winners, not losers. And we'll just be there.
Hey, when's the last time the Denver Broncos had a season like they're having right now?
Specifically 2015.
Yeah, and what was the record after 9?
Oh God, was it 7-2?
Exactly, 7-2. DMac.
Okay.
So with that being said, what did they win? Because they had just a lights out offense, 4 quarters every game.
Nope. They won 11 games by 7 points or less that year.
Okay. So we're probably in the middle of something pretty special right now.
But they had a world-class, epic, all-time defense.
Okay. And what do you have right now?
Is that what they have right now?
I mean, I'd be hard pressed to say they don't.
Then why not?
DMac, today you were playing without the reigning defensive player of the year on the road.
Correct.
At Houston, and you gave up 5 3-pointers. That's it. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, they hit 3 threes and 2 3-pointers respectively. That's all you gave up without the reigning defending defensive player of the year. Why even draft the guy? You don't need him, clearly, right? Don't need him. Take Justin Fields, right? And I thought about this. I actually asked the question today of Chris Harris when we were talking on the Altitude TV postgame show, the Mile High postgame show. Who is the most? He said, I asked him, who is the player that was the most impactful player in 2015 that you just had to have?
I would hope he would say Von Miller, but
he said himself.
Oh, that's so.
Which I appreciate it.
That is a very Chris Harris thing to say.
Which I appreciate because he said I was the quarterback of the defense. I communicated everything. And
that's so funny.
It's good, man. And so we talked about who's that guy this year for the Broncos.
Yeah,
we both we all agreed it was Talanoa Hufanga. How good has he been, Darren?
He's been unbelievable, and he looks cool too.
Why do you feel so cool today? Is it because you were flying around the field all day long?
No, it's just Houston, man. It makes me feel some different, I guess.
Texas vibe.
Texas vibe, man.
The Texas vibe. He's been great. I'm not going to disagree with you, but let me throw up a name for
Zach
consideration. Thank you.
He's awesome, dude.
Zach Allen.
Zone we pride ourselves on, but at the same time too, why did they get into the red zone, stuff like that? We didn't really get a lot of 3-and-outs till the end of it. So, with a short week, definitely got to, tomorrow, break it down quick and correct it fast.
What do you notice, Darren, when you hear both those guys interviewed? I know, Talanoa is the sunglasses on and the hair up and all that. Yeah. What do you notice about both those guys every time they have a chance to take the podium that's unique, I'd say, in any professional sports?
Feels like a test. They're humble.
Yeah, but they're just very thoughtful, very intelligent.
Yes.
And I think both those guys have crazy off the charts football intelligence.
Yeah.
Crazy instincts.
The disruptive nature of both of them.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying, well, I guess I will say something. Like Sean did say he liked the matchup, our D line against their offensive line. Yep. And I do believe it begins at the line of scrimmage. Hufanga is very disruptive in the secondary and in the box and doing all that stuff. He's fantastic. But the degree of disruption that Zach Allen causes when he went down today with, I guess, maybe some sort of rib thing that probably smarts, and he probably has a big bruise today. Thank God he went back in the game. And I really don't know where they would be without Zach Allen. Swear to God, that guy is unreal. And when they're getting pressure, when they're getting so in this game and flip-flop back and forth in the final 4 minutes, right? It was like 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Well, hey, to the Texans' credit, they came through on blitzes and it worked. So when it was the Broncos' turn, I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, well, okay, Broncos got to bring a blitz here, right? No, they don't. They don't got to bring a blitz, coach, because of Zach Allen specifically. Yeah. They don't have to bring that. What kind of advantage does that give you that you can bring that pressure and don't have to blitz?
Well, the thing about Zach Allen is outside of just his versatility, being able to play really from anywhere from C gap to A gap, that's a pretty big value. And Sean Payton tried to argue with me on that.
Oh, that's right.
Even though he gets used that way every single game and has for years by Vance Joseph, both the Cardinals and here in Denver. That's his get off is so good. I mean, his get off as an interior guy is so good. You know what I did notice is, Yunu's in a bit of a slump right now, just solely on statistics. Nick Bonito, because he's getting the treatment. He's getting the chip treatment, the double team treatment, the make sure, and it's okay. Like I wanted Nick Bonito to have this 17 sack season or 20 sack season or whatever it may be, and he still might. He still very easily could, but he's on about a 3 week. He's about a 3 week slump. Am I right on that?
Yeah, stat wise, but
he had one tackle today. That's it. No sacks, no pressures, no knockdowns, nothing. He's getting chipped. He's getting double teamed. The offensive line is sending the slide, meaning you're borrowing an extra player to go to his direction. But guess who that's freeing it up for? John Franklin Myers.
Yep.
Zach Allen. DeAndre Tillman, I think did he have a sack or a half sack today?
I can look that up. Give me a second.
Because I think you ended up having 5 guys that got involved in a sack play today.
Half a sack, quarterback hit, and half a sack for Tillman.
Yeah, so who ended up having all the sacks today? So Zach Allen had 1.
Yeah.
Oh, Dre Greenlaw had 1.
Dre Greenlaw. Yep.
And he had a great game. He had what involved in 9 tackles, 10 tackles today?
Greenlaw, 8 tackles.
8 tackles.
1 solo, 1 quarterback hit, and Jonathan Cooper had a sack.
Yep.
So, yeah.
He's quietly having a freaking monster year.
But you know what the Bonito factor is too? Do you know what yards per completion was for Davis Mills, who had 4.6? Well, what does that mean? That we're dinking and dunking. We're scared of Nick Bonito. We're afraid of this pass rush.
You should be.
We are constructing an entire game plan that's not putting and listen, Nico Collins was back today and was impactful early, but was nowhere to be found late. But they were happy to have him back, and he had 7 catches for 75 yards. That's a really good day. But
so DMac right here, my guy Matt said he's right. I mean, we went against Davis Mills most of the game. Sanford, relax, man. I get it, right? But it's still the National Football League. These games are hard to win. Yeah. On the flip side of that, Matt, I will agree with you. Think about the Denver Broncos 9 games that they've played this year, right? And if you were to go in the season and say, okay, these are the quarterbacks that you're going to really largely see in these contests. Cam Ward, how's he turned out so far, DMac? How's Cam Ward looked?
It's terrible.
Terrible, right?
Horrible. They're going to be last place or right there.
Okay, so, I mean, Daniel Jones ends up being a really good player, although he struggled today. But, whatever. It's Daniel Jones. He's the MVP candidate this year. But, on paper, you'd be like, I'll take it, right? Justin Herbert's great. Fantastic talent. A lot of ability. But then you saw, instead of seeing Joe Burrow, you saw Jake Browning, right?
All right.
You end up seeing Justin Fields, who I don't think the New York Jets really wanted to go into the season with Justin Fields as their starting quarterback, but they did. It happened. And then you end up seeing, instead of CJ Stroud, a guy that won Offensive Rookie of the Year and won a playoff game in each one of his first 2 seasons, for the majority of the game, you end up seeing Davis Mills. And the New York Giants, you see Jackson Dart, a rookie that was drafted in in the spot you always say never touch a draft pick quarterback. That's 20s, right? Never draft a quarterback in the 20s.
Oh, yes.
Who else have we seen? Giants. So, you got a full game of Jalen Hurts, 2-time Super Bowl appearance, one Super Bowl championship. So that's a big time win. But you got a stretch coming though. You're gonna see Pat Mahomes twice.
Yeah.
I mean, barring any type of shenanigans, you're gonna see another Justin Herbert. But you are gonna be fortunate and miss Jaden Daniels. You're gonna see a non-Jaden Daniels outfit. You're gonna see Trevor Lawrence. Am I right?
Yep.
And I think he's playing good football. I think he's a legitimate National Football League starter.
They're having a good, solid season, no doubt.
They are. So let's go through this. The remaining quarterbacks for the Denver Broncos, as it stands right now, Geno Smith, absolutely buns, terrible. Right. Patrick Mahomes, legit. Marcus Mariota and the Commanders. Okay, you're going to play the Raiders again, but that won't be till December 7th. So Geno Smith or whoever the heck's playing then. You're going to see Jordan Love. So the last four, man, this is where it gets really unique. Jordan Love, and then you're going to see Heisman Trophy winner and Sunshine himself with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, Mike, those guys are only as good as their offensive line. So I know what you're saying, okay? I get it.
The Packers got a really good offensive line.
Like most of the quarterbacks in the league make like more than $30 million a year anyway. So it's okay.
Yeah, but just think about the last four. Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert.
Fine. How's their offensive line? How's their offensive line? I mean, like, that's what it's going to come down to.
I mean, all those teams have winning records: 5-2-1, 5-3, 7-2. 5-4 and 6-3. I mean, those are all. So I mean, obviously the Chargers' offensive line is the one that's had a bunch of injuries. That one's had a ton.
So
I don't think the Chiefs aren't terrible.
You can't help yourself, but by being a nervous Nelly coach, you can't help yourself. I'm not concerned, dude. Not
about
concerned.
Who?
Any of them. Not concerned. Here's why I'm not concerned.
So you are done currently with 53.9% of your games. You're not at the halfway point. 53.9% of your games are done. Correct?
Correct.
You have Mahomes twice, Herbert once, Jordan Love.
Dude, I get it. Where are you going with this? There's good quarterbacks in the NFL.
Where I'm going with is you're not seeing Justin Fields and Geno Smith at the tail end of the season. You're going to see Jackson Darton's stupid Anakin Skywalker look. You're not going to see Davis Mills, lifetime backup. Nobody would ever want to have him as a starter on their team. You're not going to see Cam Ward and him telling everybody, the entire world, that his team is ass.
You got 7 wins, and you're going to see Marcus Mariota and Geno Smith twice. I mean, there's your playoffs. There's 10 wins right there, and I get it. You got Mahomes twice, and you got Herbert. All right, fine. I mean, the Chargers barely beat you, and you're a way better team than when you almost beat the Chargers earlier on. Okay, fine. And yeah, Mahomes is Mahomes. It is what it is. That's your tough competition. And Jordan Love, boy, I don't know about the uniforms tonight, but whatever.
Yeah, they probably won't be wearing those ones anytime soon.
But yeah,
they lost their guy, Tucker Kraft. I thought he was the best tight end in football.
But he's out for the year. You get the Packers at home, bro. You get them at home. Like hey man, 10 wins is a no-brainer. Okay, it's like, can you get to 11 or 12? And then you have the fascinating conversation. Can you win the AFC West? You now have, like a game and a half lead. But can you get there? Or maybe it's just a game lead. Is it just a game lead over the Chargers? I think that's what it is. It's 2 games over the Chiefs, which is amazing.
How wild is it that the Denver Broncos right now? The Denver Broncos are 7-2. They are tied with the lead. They lose the tiebreaker right now currently, but they're tied with the lead in the AFC overall. And they're in legitimate conversation to be the 1 seed with a bye.
It's awesome.
And yet they're in dead last with a 0.00 winning percentage in AFC West games. Am I right in saying that?
Well, yeah, but you've only had 1.
I know.
All right.
But still, it's wild. Such a backloaded schedule.
Let's get to CU. And we
you sure you want to do this?
Well, we don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I know. I'm being funny.
All right. Well, first of all, let me play you some videos. Now, here was the deal. My wife had a fun weekend with her sister, kind of a staycation, sister bonding sort of thing. And I was up there at Rally House, and I was a bachelor for myself on Friday, Saturday. And I went to visit my son. He did not come and visit me because apparently waking up before 4 p.m. the day after Halloween is a bit of a stretch. Just to give you some context, I said, well, I'll meet up with you maybe at halftime. Good old Folsom Field, and I'm in the press box and having a good old time and down on the field with Ralphie and giving high fives to like Matt Smith and Romy Bean and all the regular people from, ralphiescrotch.com and Scobus Alone Zone. And I don't know where all the podcasts that resonate from there. And I was just having a great old time and the whole thing. And then halfway through at halftime, I call my son. I'm like, hey, you want to meet up? He goes, I'm at home. I go, why are you at home, son? He goes, Dad, this game is a blowout, and I got to take a nap if I'm going to go out tonight. True story. He wasn't lying. Let me show you some pictures of the kind of the Bronx cheer like enthusiasm by the student section. This is during the game, Mike. This is during the game. And then you can see sort of like this crazy thing going on there. Like, what is that in the distance?
What's the new trend of this flash mob when games are terrible? Because this happened at my alma mater.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, this is it. This is how we mock our own team. Like, it's phony enthusiasm, coach, for our team. And I got one more shot for you here. Because
people are popping the top. So it's tarps off.
Yeah.
And you just wave your shirt for, like, did they stop? They keep going the whole time?
They not the whole time. They went for a long time, but not the whole time. So some perspective, like, you can see like how empty it is, and they all kind of gather more. But you can see how empty it is, right? All right, listen. The problem I have here, Coach, is it got to this point. And I'll give you one more. This is the fourth quarter, and you're allowed to go onto the field, the Muggles, with 5 minutes to go. This coach is with 5 minutes left to go in a game at Folsom Field. Does that catch your breath?
Yeah, I've seen that before. I saw it in 2022. Unfortunately, a team that was 1-11. But that's not where Coach Prime was going to take this program, right? It wasn't going to be back to 2022. Right. But yeah, here we are.
So I go in the press room.
And it's not the same. The roster's talented. There's way more talent on this roster. Okay. But the product on the field today in back-to-back games, it ain't different.
The game's over, or for the most part over, and I followed
the good Arizona team, man.
I'll tell you that the quarterback there is good. Hey, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's 5'7.5". No,
I don't care.
I mean, he runs around, makes plays, whatever. But DMac, he's not an elite player in college football.
Fine, but he's better than anything CU has.
Well, yeah, and also think how much did they drop off once they put in the backup? I mean, if they would have left in, if Arizona left, scored 75,
possibly. And I didn't know how Brendan, the coach, was going to, how much he was going to rub it in. But listen, dude, you got to understand, they're ripping off 50-plus yard runs. Like, that's not rubbing it in. Me handing the ball to the running back coacher isn't rubbing it in. And him running down the entire field, like, multiple times, that ain't rubbing it in. That's a running play. I mean, What are we doing here? You're not going to stop that. Oh, no, this team clearly quit on their coach. I think what they did in the fourth quarter, about halfway through, they must have piled in all their subs. I can't tell, but I'm going to guess they piled in their subs, and they showed a little bit more enthusiasm for actually playing in the game. And so
Juju Lewis he had some life. I would say had
a nice touchdown pass.
Was that Drelon or Amarian? It was Amarian, right? With the crazy catch on the touchdown from Juju Lewis.
Yes.
I mean, you just saw how talented some of these cats are. Like, that was an unbelievable catch.
It was unbelievable. And he had another touchdown pass that was called back because they could not stop shooting themselves in the foot. There was a call on a CU player, and the referee literally said, call on 59 for brandishing a weapon. Now, of course, he wasn't pulling out his gat, but he, like, as there's a touchdown pass happening, he's doing some sort of
not ideal. Less than ideal.
I've never heard a referee
we had a John Morant reference to finger guns. John Morant can't help himself with finger guns and strip club guns.
But the referee did not say unsportsmanlike conduct. He said brandishing a weapon. He left out the unsportsmanlike conduct thing. But there was another.
Sounds like a felonious activity. Is that in a stadium? Is that a felony or is that a very serious misdemeanor? I don't know.
But on the same play, they had number 4, a receiver who was on the line of scrimmage and he shouldn't have been. Like, he was covering up the tight end, one of them deals. Like, they just weren't lined up right.
Yeah.
And so there were 2 penalties on a touchdown play. And it was like, oh, well, that's not going to – it was absurd, Coach. It was some of the worst football I had ever seen.
Well,
and this is on the heels of a miserable performance against Utah.
So, DMac, I mean, obviously you can look at the text thread here in the chat room. Everybody's saying Coach Prime's days are numbered and this, that, or the other thing. What is the reality? I mean, what needs to happen? I mean, because
I'll give you the reality. The reality is money. The reality is his buyout is $33 million. They're not going to do that.
Right.
And the reality is if he wants out, he'd have to pay them $12 million to get out before January. He's not going to do that either. It's not going to happen.
Okay, so let me ask you that. If he's out for health reasons, he doesn't owe a cent. I promise you that. There's a clause in it. I guarantee you there's a clause in there. Every contract there is.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. And what I'm saying is just what's, available, and you're probably right. And listen, contracts can be negotiated and the whole thing. Now, you got to understand the game's over and he goes in the press room. And listen, man, I do respect the people that are there all the time. They definitely deserve the right to ask questions before me. Ain't no doubt about it. And when we get in there, it is one of those pass the mic around, point at you. And I like the PR people for CU. They've been really, really nice to me, and they were incredibly accommodating to me that night. But I knew my chances of asking a question as we're about 12, 13 questions deep. I'm like, oh, man. And I got my hand up the whole time. I'm not hard to find, Coach. I got my hand up, and, I'm making eye contact. I'm doing everything there can be to ask a question. And it goes, 2 more, you and you, not me. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to get shut out from asking a question here. Okay, it is what it is.
Amory and I were watching it live on YouTube.
Well, I hope you were rooting for me.
Oh, I was pulling for you.
And so then here's what's funny. There wasn't anybody else to ask a question. But I am really sitting, I'm in the back because I got my camera and I got some technical stuff. I'm not afraid of sitting in the front, but I'm back because I got some technical stuff going on. But I am directly in Prime's line of sight. I mean, he can't miss me, okay? And I got my hand up the entire time. He doesn't know me.
Did you start from the very first question, or were you going to at least defer to the local everyday media like Brian Howell? And
well, you can't defer to anything because they tell you, okay, you and you and you. And you. Like, there's no deferring in this particular circumstance. But I understood I would be late in the queue. So whatever question I was going to say. Now, here's what I was influenced by. When I was on the sideline before I was watching Ralphie, there were quite a few recruits. And you would know better than me in the first weekend in November, how many recruits are we bringing? And you could tell the recruits because they got the CU jerseys on, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're probably given, and you can just tell. You can tell who a high school kid is. And I don't know, a dozen maybe? Like, a lot.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. So that I made a mental note of that. Like, oh, okay, this is a night, of this stuff here in November, which ironically for my son, when he was recruited by Northern Colorado for baseball, our parents' weekend, our recruitment weekend was the first weekend in November. Yep. So it's like, okay, this is a good time to do all this sort of stuff. But then I'm thinking to myself, man, what was this like for the parents and for the kids? Now I'm thinking about myself, like as a parent of a kid who is going through this process, like, what questions should I have been asking? And we were a little kind of blinders on, D1 offer, all this sort of stuff, blah, 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 blah. I really should have been a little smarter in this whole process. And then the first 10 minutes of his press conference, coach, I'm not bringing out any athletes. If you got something, it's on me. I don't want to hear about the coordinators. It's on me.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes of just everything is on me, on me, on me. Like I'm standing up here to protect everybody. So with all that being said, and as requested by Prime, because he said, nah, I want to keep going. And by the way, this is a little bit of the arrogance with Prime, okay? Like, I'm not going to let you beat me too. It just happened with, Arizona and Utah, but I'm not going to let you guys beat me. With all that being said, dogs and cats.
Coach, what is the confidence level you have in yourself to do this job?
I never doubt me. I don't doubt me. Let's get that straight. I don't doubt me. So the next question, the confidence level of me doing this job,
Yes.
I'm built for this. I don't doubt me.
How do you explain the past couple of weeks to recruits and their parents?
I don't have to explain it. They saw it. See, you got to understand, if you're a dog, you want to come here and right the wrong. If you're a cat, you look at the scoreboard and you run. Which one are you, a dog or a cat? Exactly. Let's go.
Listen, let me tell you something. When a coach or athlete asks the media person a question back,
Don't answer.
they never answer. Stare at them. Force them into, exactly. What does that mean? Exactly. Or am I and he was talking to me, by the way.
Oh,
He was
100%.
looking at me.
Yeah,
He was talking to me.
You very clearly tell that.
Am I a dog or a cat? Hey, brother. I'll tell you this.
Tell everybody what I texted you last night.
Oh, I forget off the top of my head. Help me out.
I immediately, it was within 52 seconds after we heard Amory and I saw this on YouTube, and we're dying, right? We're watching this thing live. I texted you and said, you really missed out on a golden opportunity to tell him I am nor a dog. I'm not a dog nor a cat, but I'm a self-admitted cat person because I married a cat lady.
Cat cave.
Cat cave.
Yeah.
You should have said I'm not a dog nor a cat, but my wife, her Twitch username is Cat Cave.
Cat cave, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going there. And by the way, this is where Sean Keeler screwed up. Okay. He wrote what he wrote. He meant what he meant. And it was the back and forth with Prime, if you remember it.
Didn't go great.
It was terrible. It was embarrassing. So I don't play those games. Now, when Dwayne Stukes came back at me, who was a disaster special teams coach.
Who the heck is Dwayne Stukes?
He was the special teams coach a couple years ago when things were
Broncos?
For Hackett. There were two people who were fired.
Was he as good as the Riz King?
It was Dwayne Stukes and nobody remember. Everybody remembers Hackett getting fired. Stukes was fired too, and Stukes was fired by Jerry Rosberg. You know what? This is too much to get into. But at some point, things were going so poorly, and I was a big hey man, get Pat Surtain involved, in which everybody laughed at me and that sort of thing, except when Pat Surtain during training camp one year was actually practicing taking punts. So I guess I'm an idiot. That's what Sean Payton, by the way. So Stukes comes back to me and well, who would you have returning punts? I'm like, we're doing a talk show now. But with Prime, I'm not going to play that game. And by the way, trying to deflect and put it back on the media is soft. And by the way, it's okay to say, you know what, my confidence is a little shaken right now. You're right about that. I'm having some issues there, and I'm going to have to look deep into things, and maybe that does look weak, and maybe that does look soft. If you say, what am I going to tell parents? Say, that's a really tough conversation to have right now. Yeah. We got to be better, and it's got to be a real conversation with them. That's a pretty good question, because that is theoretically what he has to do to build this program. You're not bringing Louis into this program anymore. I mean, if you've just got money, you got money. And you'll just pay kids. Yeah. But this team isn't playing together. And guess what? They don't need a pep talk from Ray Lewis. They need a pep talk like I need a hole in the head. They don't need it. They need a coach in there who actually knows what he's doing in terms of the X's and the O's and game planning for what they can do. They are lost, Coach. They are lost.
Yeah, it's not going well. I mean, I could beat it up. And look at it. I've been a part of bad myself. the different thing for this one is that there feels to be talent. There's a better offensive line than Shedeur Sanders played behind, especially when it's healthy. They have had their injury problems on the offensive front, but I mean, you have enough skill position players to create explosive plays. The defense really isn't much different than a year ago. I mean, Travis Hunter's the only notable omission. I wouldn't say that Shiloh Sanders was that impactful defensively. In fact, he led. I mean, his play led to a lot of personal foul penalties. It's reality, and some boneheaded plays, missed tackles. It's hard to explain. I mean, my brother-in-law, why I'm wearing the sweatshirt, he coaches at BYU. They were in an absolute dogfight with this team. 4 or 5 weeks ago?
Yeah.
He texted me last night. He's like, they're a completely different team. They don't play anymore.
They beat Iowa State and they retired.
That's crazy.
They had a bye week, which CU calls reading day for its regular students. It wasn't reading day. Like, they didn't take advantage of their academic opportunities to catch up on schoolwork. They split, and some of them didn't even come back on time.
It's not good.
They left. They quit. When the students ran onto the field, it might have been the greatest thing and the worst thing for that young individualistic non-team. Now, let me tell you this. They're definitely not playing for themselves, but every team is in the NIL world. Every team is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's not just losing. Losing sucks. Like, giving up a 29-point lead to Stanford sucked. But at least the game was close and was interesting, and you didn't have students doing, this garbage. It only happens in horrific games. We understand that, right? That doesn't happen, what we just saw there, in a good game. And for Coach to just have, I have all the confidence in myself, and are you a cat or a dog or a cat? What are you talking about?
What did you make of another hard-hitting question? I thought the line of questioning was Brian Howell, that I think asked him along some of the same lines about he asked him something about, do you have the answer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The way he verbalized it, I mean, Coach Prime did not like that. He kind of barked back in his own.
Of course,
way.
I have the answer, but I can't tell you. I can't share.
That was a unique answer.
And Matt Smith gave him like three questions about Juju Lewis. Like, well, if he was going to play, why didn't he start in this game? And you've got him for 2 more games and can preserve his red shirt. Okay, you can. So I don't know. Are you going to treat this like the preseason for Juju Lewis and just get him experience? Listen, it was a bad night for everybody, but Juju looked the best. And I know you're close with Staub, but he really did look the best out of the 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, he did. It was life. Yeah, there was life.
But then again, they're down 40 when he's in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I don't know that. Like, I hate to say this, but state of this program, I don't know that your freshman quarterback, that for whatever reason, there's some reason you haven't played him to this point. I don't know that going to West Virginia is going to be the best thing for him. And I know they're not a great team, but it's still a hostile environment. I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, Coach, how about West Virginia goes to Houston? And West Virginia is like 2-6. They go to Houston and win.
Breaks off them.
45-35.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Arizona State takes care of Iowa State. Closer game, but in Ames. And that's Jeff Sims, who was an embarrassingly bad quarterback a couple of years ago at Nebraska.
Bad.
Horrible. But Sam Levitt for ASU's out for the year. And Sims looks like he's getting it together. Great athlete, but terrible quarterback. But he's getting wins for the Sun Devils.
Coaching matters.
I don't know anything about Kansas State. They were kind of hanging in there with Texas Tech, and then they lost. But, it was close. It was like 12-7 at halftime, and then they lost.
Yeah, the Big 12 is just I mean, it's better than it was a year ago, I feel. But it's still it's an also-ran after the Big Ten and the SEC.
I'm just telling you, they're a lot closer to a 3-9 season than a 6-6 season at this point.
Yep.
Ain't no doubt about it. All right, but I don't want to leave on such a negative thing, because it did bring up, when you're talking about dogs and cats and dogs, and do you want to be a dog or be a cat, it does bring up this classic rant from Coastal Carolina.
Screen door, but the screen's broke, so you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, "What are you doing in here, little kitty cat?" By that time, The cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
Reference to Bo in there, huh?
Yeah.
He was talking about Bo. I don't know which Bo. He had a Bo.
I think Bo was his dog.
Yeah. Bo's
Coach,
a dog.
Final
Bo's
thoughts.
a fourth quarter dog.
Final thoughts on tonight.
Great win for the Denver Broncos, 7-2. This is going to be a very, very fun next 3 months.
Yeah.
What is it? November, December, January. We're gonna see football. We're gonna see a lot of football.
Love it. Rundown. Of course, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., the appetizer with Brett Kane, and then the boys, Moshe Lombardi and Kane, morning sprint with Berto, filling in for Raj with Coach. Hey, tonight. Myself, Tyler Columbus, and Scott Hastings, noon to 3. The Nuggets are home for a 4-game set Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. How about that? And then the Avs are in town on Tuesday. And guess what, sports fans? Thursday, Broncos Raiders. So are you ready for Denver sports this week? Monday, Nuggets. Tuesday, Avs. Wednesday, Nuggets. Thursday, Broncos Raiders. Friday, Saturday, Nuggets. Holy shamoly. Wow. All the city of Denver.
And Chaska High School football playoffs start this week as well.
I don't want to forget that. You're not playing this weekend, though.
No. Yep. So Cherry Creek finished up number 1.
Yeah.
And then it's Ralston Valley, Mountain Vista. I think it Legend, us.
Oh, you're not 4?
West.
You're not 4?
5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just little old Valor lying in the weeds, man. Old Valor.
Oh, what an underdog team. All right, Coacher. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow and enjoy DMac Smack as we look at this game. I'll give you more details about the prime stuff and the Nuggets and the Avs all coming up tomorrow morning. That debuts at 9 a.m. You guys have a great night, and thank you to our great friends at Journeys.
Look, y'all see the orange? Y'all see the orange, man. Y'all see the orange?
Close one, but we always pull it out. We're going to keep pulling it out. Go Broncos.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
That's how you get it done, man. Keep going. Stack another week.
It's a good dog, baby. Good dog. Broncos country. We did it again. Let's go. That's 7. That's 7. Let's keep rolling. Go. Come on. Let's get to the crib, dog.
All right, let me see. Where the camera at? You feel me? That's how we get it done.